What's going on, folks? So I'm about to watch Andor episode 6, and I'm talking to you now in my Death Trooper shirt that I got back right before Rogue One came out. It is huge on me because I used to be fat. But anyway, I'm here and I'm going to talk about episode 6 and the whole series up until now after I watch this episode. Andor, the show that is, you gotta do something quick. You gotta do some sort of big stuff quick, or else at this very moment we're 5 episodes into a 13 episode series and not a whole lot has happened. If I wanted to describe it, the whole show, I could probably do it in about 1 minute. So you gotta bring something with episode 6 called The Eye. So let's check it out. Okay, so I watched episode 6 called The Eye. Thankfully, that was a good episode. It was pretty good. It, finally some real action, finally some real tension. It still started off slow, but it picked up, and finally, by the end, it was actually pretty good. It still probably could have been shorter. It's still 45 minutes for one sort of heist scene, but not bad. Not bad. Does it make up for the rest of the slowness of the whole show? Not so much. Let's see here. So far, the total seems to be about 225 minutes. I've taken out out of the total runtime of the episodes, taken out 5 minutes each episode for the credits, another couple minutes each episode for recap and opening title card, which takes forever, by the way. And so far, it's about 225 minutes in estimation. But really, we've only really seen like Act 1 and Act 2 of a normal, typical movie. I feel like we've only seen Act 1 and Act 2. There is a good bit of content, I guess, for that amount of time, but it's like almost 4 hours. And what's really happened? Let me recap it in about 1 minute. All right. So Cassian is maybe born, but he's on this planet initially. Something's happened with the Imperials, and the parents are all gone. Him and his tribe are hunter-gatherers and scavengers, and whenever a ship comes through, they go and find the ship, they scavenge for some parts, and they find some parts and do whatever with them. Why they can utilize these parts, but not, bring themselves out of squalor, I don't know. But anyway, so he grows up on this planet, at least till the point where he's an early teenager, it looks like. And they go and to this latest ship that comes through, and their leader gets killed. He ends up on the ship trying to find something useful in this ship. He gets kidnapped by aliens. He gets abducted. And then he lives out the next few decades with his abductors. He becomes like a thief and a spy, sort of. And eventually, he steals a key part from the Imperials. This Imperial device that he steals brings the attention of the rebels. Rebels go and check him out, and kind of like, this guy could work for this mission we have planned. So Stellan Skarsgård, I don't even know the name of this character, by the way. The only character I really know the name of is Andor. I don't remember the names of anybody else. Maybe that's on me. Maybe it's on them for not really getting it into our heads, like really giving us like solid characters. Bix, I remember Bix. Where's Bix, by the way? Whatever. Anyway, so Cassian steals this Imperial device, gets on the attention of the rebels. The rebels want to recruit him for this mission. All right, so he goes and he gets involved with these sort of rebellion people on the outskirts of the Imperial base here. They have a plan. Okay, the plan is to go in and steal a bunch of credits. I think it's credits anyway. Steal a bunch of credits from a freighter, and they use the distraction of this celestial event as a way to get in there easier and then get out relatively unnoticed. Their plan was to get out unnoticed. Well, spoiler alert here for this last episode. They do get out, not quite unscathed. They lose a couple of the members of their little escape attempt. Or theft attempt, heist attempt, and turns out that they were generally successful, even though they lost a couple people. That seems like Act 2 of a movie. And Act 1 would be introducing the characters, giving them some sort of motivation, I guess, to be rebels. And Act 2 would be to do this heist. And Act 3 would be the conclusion, the results of this heist, and some sort of bigger event as a result of their engaging in this heist. That seems like a well-rounded movie. I'm no theater or movie expert. I don't have any experience directing a movie or acting. This is just my layman's view of it feels like Act 2 of a movie. But 4 hours worth of content, and we're in Act 2. Half of the show is already done, so we should expect another approximate 8 hours. Another 4 hours worth of content. There better be a lot of stuff in these last 4 hours in these last 6 episodes. 13 episodes total, so 7 more episodes. We're about halfway through. So, in order for me to really love this series, I'm going to have to see a lot of, after this sort of small-time heist stuff, I want to see Imperials really being on high alert about the rebels. And really starting to worry about the rebels, and the rebels need to now have a, I guess maybe use this as an impetus to do bigger stuff. Now that they got all these credits, which I think are still credits, was that really clear? Are they supplies of some kind? But I think they're credits. They said 80 million. You can go off with, yeah, it's credits. So anyway, why you would store credits in a roll, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I assume they're going to use them to get supplies to ramp up their rebellion. Okay, that's great. But it seems like it could have been 2 episodes. One, to introduce the characters, and actually kind of hammer it into us, the names of the characters. Anyway, I only know Cassian Andor, because I've already known. But I guess I know, do I know anybody else that is his name? Bix. I don't know anybody else's name. It's probably a problem. Anyway, so that should be 2 or 3 episodes. Introduce the characters, introduce this heist thing, and start actually performing the heist. Episode 4 would be, well, I can't really predict what's going to happen, but I hope it's Imperials are on high alert. They're finally aware that these rebels are serious, and the rebellion starts to ramp up, and at the end, we get some sort of big Star Wars-y space battle. Introduce some people that we know. I know it's not, so far it's very, very not heavy on the Easter eggs, which from one perspective is okay. It shouldn't necessarily require Easter eggs for us to be happy, but to have almost none, I need something to hold on to. Me, myself, I want a little bit of Easter eggs. They might have to put in some sort of reference to Darth Vader, or maybe even a scene with Darth Vader to get some fans. I don't necessarily need that, but give me an X-Wing. Give me a Admiral Akbar. Give me a something. A reference to the show Rebels with Hera and Ezra and Kanan. Give me a reference. Something to make it feel like Star Wars. Right now, it doesn't quite feel like Star Wars. Maybe 20% feel like Star Wars. Because you got TIE Fighters. You got Imperials. But I need a little bit more. It doesn't have to be heavy-handed. It doesn't have to be, here's Yoda waving high in the Jedi Temple. Obviously not at this point in time. You know what I mean. It doesn't have to be heavy-handed. It doesn't have to be Darth Vader choking somebody out. But little something. I could use a little something. I know there was one Easter egg in the Stellan's shop with the armor there, with the I think the Starkiller's armor. But unless you're, I guess that's the point of an Easter egg. Unless you're really into that, you don't necessarily notice that. But give me a little bit more, just a little bit more. Doesn't have to be heavy-handed. Anyway, so generally this was the best episode so far, I think. I think this could have been one whole episode, just like it is. It's fine. The pace of the episode was fine. It started off a little bit slow, but then picked up, then stayed tense throughout the whole thing, and it ended with an actual ending. Previously, the episode just stopped, and it really wasn't like a hit at the end. This one here had Stellan's character cheering in the back of the shop, saying, "Yes, finally we scored one," and that was a good hit at the end for an end of an episode. Previously, it's just been episode stops. This here seems like the end of a second arc. So 3 episodes and 3 episodes. This should have been 1 episode. The first, and then the first 2 episodes should have been, maybe even the first 3 episodes should have been 1 episode, maybe an hour and 10-minute episode. Just compressed it all. And the next 2 episodes, another episode, and this should have been the 3rd episode. And the next 7 episodes, maybe another 2 or 3 episodes for a total of 6 or 7 episodes. That would have been really packed with content, fast-paced, nice, good hits at the end, and actual finishing the episodes instead of just stopping them. And I don't know. Generally, I give this episode a good... I think this episode's about an 8. I don't know of any... no major flaws about this episode. Give me a little more Star Wars-y stuff in the Senate, maybe. I noticed that in the Senate chambers, a lot of the people were like absent from their pods, and then they're leaving from the pods after this. It's obviously big news that this has happened. Somebody finally hitting the Empire where it hurts and having a win over the Empire, and everybody's kind of panicking. But we didn't see any familiar aliens in the Senate. It seems like they kind of were out of money a little bit, and then had to like keep the Senate empty as a plot device, but also to save money because they didn't want to spend money on CGI, put like a Nemoidian or something in some sort of a trade federation, just something. Doesn't have to be. Don't put Chewbacca in there or something. Just give me something that says Star Wars a little bit more. The high Imperial stuff with the in the Senate chambers, not Senate chambers, but in the Imperial meeting room. I did feel a little bit of panic there, and that's good. I felt like the Imperials were kind of worried, and they're on high alert, and that's cool. But I need a little bit more Star Wars to really, really engage. Right now, it's just a show. It's a sci-fi show. It feels like it could be Star Wars. Have we had any Star Wars music so far? I mean, technically the music that is in here is now Star Wars music, but give me an Imperial March or something. Just that much would be enough, I think. You don't have to show Darth Vader being pissed off. Just give me an Imperial March. A little bit. So, overall episode, I'm going to give it an 8. Series previous to this, 6. 5 or 6. Especially that last episode where nothing happened at all. 5. But, so, overall so far, average of 6 out of 10 for this series so far. 6.5. We'll give it a 6.5 because this last episode was good. Anyway. So, give me something. You got 7 more episodes to bring it home. Plenty of time to give me something awesome. It could be awesome. There's potential. But, anyway. Bye-bye.